everyone, welcome back to my channel. For this one, I'm gonna go over a magical readathon that I've come across that was first created by her name on all her socials, I believe, is Book Roast. I will tag her below. She's the one that created this magical readathon, and I just wanted to make this video to kind of explain a little further what this means and like what I'm gonna do going forward with it. I did post about it on my Instagram, so if you wanted to kind of go see it in written form, what I'm about to explain, you can go see that over on my Instagram at Starstruck Reader. I discovered this actually from a different creator, but then I deep dived more further into it with her. But basically, this magical readathon, she created this world where it's called Orilium, and it's basically like this magical fantasy world where there's different types of like species, I guess you could say, like different magical creatures, or you could be a human, you could be an elf, you could be all these different things. My character is pretty straightforward. I think I have an actual character sheet and I can show you. Okay, it's on my iPad. I'm still pretty new. I haven't really dived into it yet, but basically this is my character. You can see I just named it after me, just because, I don't know, I wanted it to be more like a self-insert kind of character. But basically I'm part of House of Arcane, so if you kind of follow along with her explanations and everything, there's a little like quiz almost, which is like, it's called the Novice. I believe this is the one where you kind of go through the novice path and you have to decide what you would do in that situation, and based on your answers to those you end up with which house you're going to be part of. So I'm part of House Arcane. I am a novice as of right now, and then my background, I chose urban over wilding because I feel like I'm a city girl at heart, and since I wanted this to be more like a self-insert kind of thing, yeah, I decided it'd be urban because it's more on the city side, whereas like a wilding is like more part of like the forest and outdoorsy kind, and I'm definitely not like that. My province that I chose, there's different provinces in the map. I don't know if I have a map on hand. I'd have to pull it up, but there's different, if you look on this little character sheet, there's different provinces. Those are like just the different little, I almost look at them as like countries in this world. And I chose Carador, which is more like the city. I took it as like more of like the city type of country where there's like a lot of parties and like just a lot of fun and people are just hustling and bustling all around. My heritage, which would be, there's dwarf, earthling, elf, human, Elithrian, or Skeimorn. I'm not sure if I'm saying these correctly, but I chose elf. And then for my lunar phase of birth, which is just like the moon, you can have an unnoted moon at your birth, an eclipse at your moon, a blood moon, or an ailment. I don't know if this has anything really to do with your journey in the magical readathon, but I chose eclipse just because I felt like that was going to be the more fun one, but I don't know if it actually affects anything. So basically I created this character, and so it's kind of almost like a D&D campaign. So if you've ever played D&D, then you kind of might be familiar, but you basically create this character and go through this journey, and the way you go through this journey is by reading books. And so basically the whole point is that you're part of these novices who are trying to get to Orilium, which is the school that you are going to attend, and that's where you will grow in your character. It's almost like how Harry Potter has to go to like Hogwarts. That's what it reminded me of, and I thought, what a fun way to kind of incorporate books into a journey on your own, you know, like obviously books take you through a journey, but also this can help you with your imagination and how you experience your reading journey. Overall, it's just to try to help you read more books. She gives us prompts that you then can fit books to, based on your knowledge of the book, and it creates kind of like a TBR for you, which if you know anything about me, which you probably don't because I'm still pretty new at YouTube, but I am very much a mood reader, and I read whatever I feel like reading in that time frame. So I don't usually stick to TBRs, which is why I don't usually make them. But I wanted to try it out with this magical readathon. And so basically I'm on this novice path. All right, so this is the map for, it's actually called, I don't even know how you would say this, Alilia? A something. But basically these are the different, like the different little countries I was talking about. So Carador is down here. So that's where my character is from. And you're trying to get to Orilium, which is here. Oop. Eldia. I didn't think that was a D. Orilium's right here. That's where you're trying to get to. And you're taking the novice path, which is, you basically have to, if you look at this little map, it kind of shows you. I might just insert a picture here for you. But basically, this novice path is just a way to get to Orilium, and it challenges you along the way. And with those challenges, you get your book prompt of what you're going to, what you want to read. For this, to pass the novice path, you just have to read 2 books based on the prompts, like 2 of the prompts for the books. But I did pick out, there's 7 prompts total. I picked out 7 books that fit these prompts, and I would like to, so the first semester that I would join starts in September, so I would like to I would like to read all of these books prior to September starting. However, we will see how that goes, because like I said, I'm a mood reader, so sometimes I don't stick to it. So as long as I stick to reading at least 2 of them, I think I will be satisfied, because I would really like to, it's obviously not a requirement. I can still join the semester even if I don't complete these. I don't care. I still would I just want to, for me, I want to complete this challenge. So the reading prompts, I'm going to go through them, and then I'm going to show you the books I've selected for them. So the first prompt is for the novice path entrance. You got to read a book with a map. The book I chose for this one is Ledge by Stacy McEwen. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. But I've had this book for a while, and it does have a map. If I can get to it, you can see has a map. And so I chose this one just because I've had it for a while. I've been wanting to read it. I followed her on TikTok for quite a while. And it's interests me since the beginning, and I actually really love the cover. And actually, also excuse my messy bookshelf in the back. I've been rearranging some stuff, but I actually have the second one too. So, the covers are beautiful, and I cannot wait to dive into this story. That's the one I chose for a book with a map. The next prompt is a ash-torn tree. This one is a book that keeps tempting you, or is the top of your TBR. So for this one, I'm actually going to choose The Veiled Kingdom by Holly Renee. I have heard a lot of good things about this book from friends and from, the book community online. And I actually received this one as a gift from my friend on Instagram. And she, and I received it after coming home from a trip. But I'm very excited to see what it's all about. I think it's on Kindle Unlimited, So I also love that because then I can have the physical book from when I'm at home, and then I usually try to read the Kindle version anywhere I go, or if I'm like at work and I'm at lunch, then I can read it there so I don't have to carry around my book. But this is the one I chose for a book that keeps tempting me or is on my TBR. Again, like I've said multiple times now, I don't actually like TBRs, but it has been one that's been tempting me for quite a while. And I don't know if it's just the cover that's really calling to me, but I'm very excited to get and dive into this one. The next prompt is for The Mist of Solitude, which is read a standalone. For this one, I felt like romance was going to be the way to go. So I've chosen, which is one that is really popular and a lot of people have read already, but I chose Beach Read. Ignore the sticker. I haven't gotten around to taking it off yet, but I chose Beach Read by Emily Henry because I know it's a standalone, and I've read quite a few. I think I've read two of her other ones. Yeah, two of her other ones so far, and so I'm very excited to finally read this one and see if it's truly as good as a lot of people say. There are a couple of book community like social media influencers that have ranted and raved about this, and I usually like their taste. So yeah, I'm very excited to see how it goes. The only thing I don't really like about Emily Henry that I noticed in her other two books was that it was like a one point of view book. I do like to get into both characters' point of view, especially when it's romance. However, I'm still very excited. She writes her characters really well, and they're easy reads. So this is the choice I picked for a standalone. The next prompt is Ruin of the Skies, which is a read a book featuring a ghost haunted house or another supernatural element. So for this one, hopefully it kind of fits. I mean, obviously it's my readathon, so in my TBR, so I can kind of adjust it as necessary. However, what I chose is Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue. Earlier this year, I read her Loser's Duet books, and I fell in love with her writing, and she honestly just makes reading so much fun, in my opinion. And so I'm very excited to see what this series has to do with. I know it's about like a demon who falls in love with somebody, and so it is a dark romance book, so you would have to check your trigger warnings if you want to read as well. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to see what Harley LaRue has in store for me next, because she's quickly, I think I said in my last video how she's like one of my favorite new authors that I've discovered this year, and I couldn't be more true. So very excited to see what this one has to do. So that's what I chose for supernatural element type of book. The next one is The Obsidian Falls, which is read a thriller or a mystery book. I have read thrillers in the past, however, those aren't typically books that I kind of go for. I'm more of a fantasy, romantasy type of person. So I kind of tried to find the best I could, because another thing I forgot to mention is that I was trying to keep with books that I have currently on my bookshelf, because I'm trying to read more of these before I buy even more books, or before I go and buy Kindle books or anything like that. So I'm really trying to read more of my physical books. So the one I chose is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. Sorry. I don't know anything about this book, and I have not had the chance yet to read The Night Circus, so I actually don't even know if I like her writing. However, I read the back of this book. Like I said, I don't usually like to do that, but I kind of had to in order to try to find one that was like a thriller or mystery, and this one says something about there being a mystery in it, from what I can tell. Yeah, it says, where does it say that? I remember it said that. Oh, part of it says, when he discovers a mysterious book in the stacks of his campus library, he begins to read and is entranced. Sorry. So it seemed kind of mysterious, I guess. So hopefully it kind of fits. If not, I guess, oh well. This is what I chose for mystery or thriller, just because I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big thriller girly, and I don't know, it's just not my thing. For the next prompt, it says A Tower of Ruined Nations. So read a 5-star prediction. My 5-star prediction I've chosen is The Dawn of the Cursed Queen by Amber Nicole. It is the 3rd book of the Gods and Monsters series, and I read the other 2. I blew through them. They were actually 2 of the 3 books that I read in June, and as much as I wanted to, you know, just dive right into this one right after the 2nd book, because I already had it, I didn't because I had some other obligations that I needed to take care of before I could get to this one. So I actually highly anticipate that I will end up reading this one very soon. But I predict it to be a 5-star because her other books, I mean, I think the 2nd one I rated 4.5 just because the main character kind of upset me at some points, and it kind of brought it down a little. But from how the 2nd one ended, I predict this one will be 5 stars. So that was my choice for that prompt. And then the last prompt is for the Orilium Academy arc. So this is where you actually are starting to actually end up in Orilium and, you know, go to Orilium. And the prompt is a book with a school setting. So for this one, if you saw my Instagram post, you would see that I chose, I think it was called Addicted for Now. I had to think of which one it was. I chose The Addicted for Now by Krista and Becca Ritchie. Is that what they're? Yeah, Krista and Becca Ritchie. Because I was already in the middle of that series and I knew that she was going to school in that book. However, as of recording this now, I've actually already finished that, and I'm actually already like 2 books further in that series. And I don't feel like, and I kind of felt like it was like cop out anyway from my Instagram post, just because I couldn't think of one that I actually felt like I would read. Because obviously I could have chose like Babel or one of these other books, fantasy books, but I just wasn't feeling that at the time. And I'm still kind of not thinking I would get through something like that if I wanted to actually succeed. So to set myself up for success, I chose Addicted for Now. However, I've already finished it, so I have a different one for this video. So I have chose The Dixon Rule by Elle Kennedy because I know it takes place at their university. She's a cheerleader and he's a hockey player. And I'm very excited to jump into this one because I read, what is it called? The Graham Effect. And I've read all of Elle Kennedy's hockey books, and she's such a great writer, and the stories she tells is just amazing. And so this one I'm very interested in because she's a cheerleader, which is something different that she hasn't dived into. I don't think she's had cheerleaders in any of her hockey books, so I'm very excited to see how this one turns out. And since it takes place in a school setting, although when I was reading the back, I do think it takes place in the summer. However, I don't think that matters. They are in college. It's a college sports romance. So this is the one I chose for a book with a school setting, because I assume that they'll end up in school eventually. But yeah, so those are the 7 books that I have chosen for this little TBR. Is right here, and I'm very excited to see if I can get through most of these, if not at least 2 of them, before September comes. And then once September comes, I will try to keep you guys updated on this channel regarding the Magical Readathon and my progress in it. But I'm very excited, and I'm excited to see how it goes. But that's really all I have for you. So thank you for watching that video. Please make sure you like and subscribe and follow me over on Instagram as well. I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks.